Dominic Haddy here with Stare Down TV. I'm here with Kieran Mezroui. Kieran will be fighting on Fight Style Championship 17 on May 18th. Kieran, mate, how you doing?
I'm feeling good, mate. How about you?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. I'm not making my amateur debut, but I'm doing all right.
Yeah.
So, Kieran, right, so this is your amateur debut, correct?
Yeah.
And you're fighting Kadeem Perkins, who's 3-0 and an amateur champion, right?
Mhm.
Cool. So, sort of run me through it. How did that call come about? You know, he's got a bit more experience, and it's just an interesting fight. So, yeah, run me sort of through how the process went.
Yeah. I've been trying to get a fight arranged for a little while, and I had some boxing bouts scheduled back in the day, and I had some pullouts for them. So that was a little frustrating. So even though I've not had a bout yet in any sort of martial art, I do feel like I went through the process. I went through all the feelings, leading up to those events. One of them, I was actually driving to the event, and I got a phone call for the pullout. So I've still like mentally prepared myself for the actual battle. I was driving there. I still went through all the anxiety, the stress of the emotions dealing with it. And even though I haven't competed yet, I feel like I have. I've been tested in the gym. I've had a lot of tough sessions, and it doesn't feel like a debut for me. I feel like I've been there, I've done this, I've been training hard for years now, and I just feel I'm ready for it. He's got a bit more experience than me, but we'll see how that plays out.
Mate, best way of doing it. So, going back to sort of the boxing side of things, so was that your first martial art? Was that your first sort of combat sport?
Yeah, properly, yeah, but it was boxing. But I did when I was younger. I did a bit of kung fu from when I was really young up until about 13, 14. And I stopped that. But as like a proper combat sport with sparring involved, yeah, boxing was the first thing I started with.
And how did you transition from boxing over to MMA?
That I originally wanted to stick with boxing and go through the career side of boxing, but it was actually one of my friends who you interviewed before, Will Curry, who
Yeah.
persuaded me. Yeah, he persuaded me because back at a gym we used to train at previously, I started turning up to the MMA sessions on a Friday, and he really was trying to goad me towards starting to grapple a bit more. And he was like, "You should really try it out, MMA. You know what I mean? To being a complete fighter rather than just the stand up." And then I started doing the jiu-jitsu, and it really did grasp my attention. I loved the fact that with boxing, you had to sort of hold back when you're sparring. You can't go full 100% or one of you's going to get hurt. But with jiu-jitsu, you're going 110% the whole time. And I loved that. I enjoyed the sort of chess match of it all. But yeah, from there onwards, I just fell in love with grappling, and I love it all now.
Mate, it's good to hear. And obviously, you're at Unity MMA with the likes of Will and some other top
Yeah.
prospects. What's the training sessions like there? I can imagine, Will, for example, he's a competitive guy. That's certainly in the cage. I imagine he's in training as well. I see the videos of you guys. You're all putting in the work. So how is
Yeah.
the mentality over at Unity?
Oh man, that's why we all came together. That's why we created it. The mentality of all of us together, man. The training sessions, they're good. It doesn't matter about weight. It doesn't matter about size. Being a bantamweight, sparring Will is a middleweight. We all go there and we all just do our thing. That's really important session in the week. That session, because we all go and do our own thing. Like Will trains at Hodges. I'm at Gracie, Baja, Fulham, and West Kensington. And then we all come together after doing our separate grappling, our striking, and that's where the creativity comes through, and we all play our techniques together, and it's a good session. We learn a lot from each other.
I can imagine, man. Obviously, Will's fighting. He's fighting the week after you, correct? He's fighting
Yeah,
his own killer cam. So obviously,
yeah,
you're all going through sort of fight camp right now.
yeah,
Obviously, you said you've done fight camps before, leading up to fights, and there's been pullouts, etc.
yeah.
Does it get any not easier? I suppose do you used to fight camp, or is it always every time it's sort of just higher intensity? You're just pushing further and more.
I think the main thing is you just got to listen to your body, because when you're training twice a day, 3 times a day, or whatever, you're gonna if you're training hard, you're gonna pick up knocks here and there. So you just got to listen to your body. If you're feeling a little off one day, maybe taper it back a bit, do some swimming, some light cardio. But yeah, when you're fine, you've got to put yourself through it. You know, it's better to have the tough training sessions in the gym than in the cage.
No, I can imagine, man. I can definitely imagine that. Obviously, you literally, you messaged me earlier. You said I'm just doing a swim now. How often are you swimming? Because I think that's such an underutilized training. I think that is when it comes to combat sport. Like me myself, I box, but I don't swim. I really wish I should. And you want to get into it, but 10 lengths and you're gas. So how often do you swim?
Swimming was a big one for me. I've always loved cardio. That's just the worst fear I've got in there is just never want to gas out. You never want to gas in a sport where you already got to physically compete yourself, and then you've got someone across from you trying to break you. Gassing out is just the last thing you want to do. So I'm always trying to keep on top of my cardio. Swimming's one of my favorites because it mimics a fight a lot of the time. You can't breathe a lot of the time. When you strike, you're exhaling. So if you get hit to the body whilst you're striking, or when you're grappling and someone smothers your face and covers your breathing, like swimming's a good one because it mimics that, the same as a fight. And it's just really good at building up that lactate threshold. I've been swimming for probably about, say, a year. Like twice a week I go swimming. And since then, my cardio has just gone through the roof with the swimming as well. Running's another one I love. A lot of people don't like running, but it's always been my favourite. It's what I started with.
Yeah, see, my same here. I do enjoy a run. I remember reading it was a podcast with Ally Quinter. He said with his knees, he says, I'm doing jiu-jitsu, like running is just not good on my knees. I've got too bad knees. So he does a lot of swimming, and like you saw it on Saturday, he never gets tired. He's always got that phenomenal cardio. So, swimming is definitely underutilized. So going on to the fight now. So you're 12 days away from the fight. How do these next 12 days look for you? You've got so close before to the fight day. What's really the main priority for you right now? Is it weight, or is it that under control? What is the next 12 days like for you?
The next 12 days, it's just going to be sharpening everything with some pad work, sharpening it all, sort of tapering down the sparring now, and just making sure I'm feeling loose and feeling good, stretched out properly. It's probably the next 12 days is just making sure the body's great and the mind's feeling fresh, Probably not going to be too many like super tough, hard sparring sessions ahead. The main thing is I just want to get to the fight without any knocks and injuries and just feeling great.
That's good to hear. With going back to Kadeem, so who sort of put this fight together? Was it on your side? Was it your coaches? Like, how did it all actually, how did Fight Star put this fight on for you guys?
Yeah, so Will sorted this one out. I was trying to get on another show out in Norwich, Contenders, and then they offered me a fight, but it was like no shots to the head or something like that. And I wasn't. Right. I wanted to do like a full contact MMA bout, So been waiting a while for this, and then Will sorted it out with Fight Star, and it was really good. And I thought it's a good opportunity to go for against a guy that's 3-0 on my debut, make a statement, No,
that's good, man. And then obviously it's a lot closer than Norwich as well. You're based. Whereabouts are you based? I know where Unity is, but you yourself.
Yeah, I'm over in like Sutton, sort of Morden sort of way.
So not far at all, really, from Brentford.
Yeah, not far.
That's good to hear, man. Who you got in your corner on the night?
I'm gonna have my kickboxing coach Barry Watkis, and I'm gonna have Will Curry in there as well.
Oh, Will's gonna do it even literally a week before his fight. Fair play.
Week before his, yeah.
Are you gonna be in his corner for his fight?
No, I think he's got Theo Theodulu, and I think he's probably gonna have K1. I'm not sure.
Yeah, in this corner, yeah. So you say K1 Gracie's over, and I see a lot of him on the Instagram stories and stuff. Having that sort of level of competition for training jiu-jitsu, was that like new trainer Gracie Baja? He said, right?
Yeah.
Mate, what's it like there, mate?
Yeah, it's great. Literally, since I moved to Gracie Baja, my grappling has just gone up levels. I can feel it every time I'm sparring. I'm with like Bruno Jardim, Victor Philo, all the guys down there, man. Paul Hartley, the coach down at West Kensington. Oh man, he's got so many tricks up his sleeve. Every time you go there, he's just an absolute gold mine. He's just adding to my game every day. And I think that's a big thing for a lot of MMA guys. They're not like a pure grappling gym. And there's something about being just this big gym, pure grapplers down there. All they do is grapple. They don't strike. They just grapple. And you get, man, they're good down there, man. It's just going with the best of the best. That's how you improve in this game. You just got to get beaten and beaten and beaten and learn from it, you know. And yeah, great training partners down there. I can't speak highly enough of the gym.
Well, it's a great gym, great location. Everything about it. It's just there's a lot of opportunity, especially in West Kensington, because I said it's a very, very known area, and so a place like that, having someone like Gracie Baja there is just a phenomenal. It's just a show, because I think like, especially in the UK, you know, I can't remember, was it Hodger who brought it over to the UK? I think he might have been the first guy, or Helio that brought it over to the UK. But that was around sort of 10 years ago, and it seemed like it was very obviously low scale. It was in areas that aren't very, you know, they're considered quite rough areas because they're probably cheaper to rent out and stuff. But, you know, now that it's become such a massive sport and you can have it in places like West Kensington and stuff, it's just a huge achievement for the sport of BJJ, and so many people getting into it. And so it just continues to grow, and you see different people on the mats, and it's like you can't have an ego in jiu-jitsu. You really can't, because if you're not booted out, you're just going to get hurt. You're just going to hurt yourself.
Mm.
And so that's something that I appreciate. I really do appreciate about jiu-jitsu. So in terms of your actual self, you started off in boxing, you know, but you're really into the jiu-jitsu side of things right now. What would you say? You don't want to give everything away, but you're maybe just your most enjoyable part in when it comes to like an open spar. Like what do you really enjoy doing when it comes to the open spar? Because you've not yet experienced it in a fight.
My number one thing is always I love going back to the swimming and the running. Is just the cardio. I love like wearing people down. Like it's in them later rounds that I have most of my success. I really do feel like as it goes along, as people start to dip, I really come into it, and I feel like the later rounds are going to be big for me if the people I fight survive into the later rounds, you know.
Man, you see it all the time. You see it when one guy just keeps pushing that pressure, like the Diaz, for example. Like there's just so many guys that keep pushing that pressure. Perfect. Going back to Ally Quinn, his fight against Kevin Lee, like that sort of fourth and fifth round, Kevin Lee was just sort of standing there, and Al just kept pressing, and you just see it's demoralising for the fight, and you see it so often, and I can just imagine it's just a horrible feeling having that. So you know that's something that I can imagine you looking forward to. Weight wise, how does it feel? You know, cutting down to bantamweight for you, is that an easy cut?
Yeah, it's not going to be a problem. Yeah, I'm hovering at a good weight at the moment. Yeah, and I think it should be an easy cut.
Do you think that's the perfect weight class for you, or is it still, while in the amateur game you still got to figure that stuff out, I suppose? But do you already know that I'm a bantamweight? True.
I think bantamweight's the weight class for me. Yeah, and I think I'll be a big bantamweight as well, about 5'10". So yeah.
Nice, mate. That's nice. And how old are you, sir?
I'm 19.
So you've got plenty of time. Do you know? Obviously, everything goes smoothly, goes to plan. How many times are you hoping to fight this year, or is it really just let's just get this first one out of the way and we'll sit back and go from there?
I'm looking to have at least three this year. But yeah, we'll see. Maybe four. But yeah, I wanna get the ball rolling this year. You know, I wanna put my name out there and get some fights in.
Yeah, well, that's the perfect time for it now, mate. There's so many big organisations out there. You know, like Fight Star, you got MTK, you got ROC, where Will had his pro debut. They got a lot of good amateurs as well. There's just a lot of good space, and like where you're training, especially training out of London, you have so many sort of avenues you can go down. Like I said, you've got Gracie Baja and stuff. It's just going to continue like that. So for yourself now, mate, what do you do to sort of get away from everything? You know, you're running, you're swimming, you're training, you're moving around, and you've got to fight. You've got to think about weight. Is there anything that you enjoy doing that's sort of out of the fight game?
I mean, at the moment, when I've got my eyes set on a target, and I'm a pretty all or nothing kind of guy, you know, I really do enjoy my training. It's something that I need to do each day. You know, I don't feel myself if I haven't trained. I really am. I literally am addicted to it. I love it. So I feel like the training is my sort of like sort of spare time comfort, you know. But
Yeah.
I just, you know what I mean? If I'm ever feeling a bit down or something, I just put my shoes on and go for a run or hit the bag or something. I really feel like this is my sort of like meditation, the sort of I feel like, yeah, my cardio in a sense is the sort of thing that just keeps my mindset, and I just go for a run or swim or hit the bag, you know, and it just puts you in a good mind space. But other than that, I mean, just watch a film or something, chill with my mates, the usual sort of stuff.
Decent, man. That's decent. So from there, like going back to saying, you know, all that's coming into it. Do you have to? Do you also work as well, or do you have? Are you able to sort of train full time at the minute?
Oh mate, I wish.
Yeah.
I wish I could, man. Yeah, no, got to fund the lifestyle, you know, got to fund the training. But yeah, one day, I'm hoping
No, good man. What is it you do
that
for
we
work
can
at the
go
minute?
full time with it. Pardon?
What is it you do for work at the minute?
Just work at a hire shop, just like plant sort of hire, you know, like all that sort of stuff, drills, lit, cranes, all that sort of cement mixers, all that.
No, fair enough. As it sort of, are you able to work around it? If you're training 2 to 3 times a day, or is it train before work, train after work, lunch breaks, all that stuff? You know, you're putting in the sacrifice.
Yeah, I mean, I'm only doing part time, so the days I'm not working, I really have to hit it. And then the days I am working, I'll train in the evenings, and then maybe go for a run after training. You know, try and fit in as much as I can. I'm
Nice.
more of a nighttime person. You know,
Oh, really?
I'm not the guy that's going to be waking up at 6 in the morning for a run. I'd rather do it at midnight. You know.
Yeah, I'm the complete opposite. I like to, you know, if I'm starting work at 7, I'm up at like sort of 5:15 going for a quick run. I don't know why. I
Yeah.
kind of enjoy it. It's not even an enjoyable thing. I don't say I enjoy it, but I feel like there's less distraction. But I think it's just everyone, each to their own, mate. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
it's I can imagine. But then again, you're training a lot harder than I am, so that's probably why. Going into sort of final question for me, mate. You know, I don't know if you notice this, but Will's a pretty confident guy. So I imagine people around him are also pretty confident guys. Do you have a prediction for the fight?
yeah. I got a prediction. I'm saying first round submission.
Going first round sub,
Yeah.
mate. You know that's a bold prediction. I like it. You know you're going against an undefeated champion and in your first fight, but it just shows that there's obviously a lot of belief. I imagine Will wouldn't have put the fight together otherwise. But look, Kieran, mate, I really do appreciate the time, and I truly am looking forward to this fight. Any ideas of sort of where in the fight card you may be, or has that not been released yet?
Not too sure on that. I'm hoping to find out a bit sooner to the event, you know.
Nah, fair enough, mate. Well, regardless, I'm going to be there from first fight, so it'd be good to have a catch up with you and Will in person on the night.
100%, mate. I'm looking forward.
Quality, man. Look, Kieran, really do appreciate the time, pal. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll be seeing you in 12 days.
You too, mate.
See you, mate.
Cheers.
Bye. Bye.